Hi viewers, Amanda here, and I am making this video to flip through my December daily 2019. This is an Ali Edwards 6x8 album. I created this by using a big date stamp by scrapbook.com, and I stamped it on an Ali Edwards card that actually happened to match the design that she put inside this album, this really nice gray buffalo plaid. Okay, so when you first open my album, you're gonna see this nice little half card. This was in Kelly Perky's December 2019 kit, and I believe it's designed by Life Love Paper. There was this circle here, and I put gold glitter 2019. On the other side of that, I added a Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas sticker. This was by Me and My Big Ideas in one of their sticker books for the Happy Planner. And this is my tree for the past few years. It's like a skinny rose gold tree. I got it Target a few years ago. I make my pipe cleaner star, and it's like this pink rose gold, soft, beigey, tree, and I love it. And then I kind of wrote my reason why, right? Or just like a little intention in the front. And then what I do every year, usually in my December dailies, is I do this like pre-December section, or like highlights from November, or it usually starts on Thanksgiving. So here I have like just a bunch of November highlights in this little sandwiched like tiny section before I jump into December. So I started it by this transparency from Ali Edwards that was in her 2019 kit. And then when I open up, this I believe was another card from her 2019 kit, Ali Edwards. And then I added this like rubber November. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I kind of ignored the days of the week, but I added something from November that like put me in the kind of holiday spirit, or that was a sweet memory. So a lot of it's from my birthday, November 9th, the first pumpkin spice latte. I met Julie, who's Just Julie Plans, Just Julie Planning? Anyway, Julie she's been my friend for a long time, planner babe extraordinaire. She met in November. She met for dinner with me. Me and Tom saw Andrew Schultz at Town Hall, and like a little diner lunch with my dad. So that was some November highlights that I put there. And then these next few things were done with Ali Edwards card. She had these nice like borders, and I just added like a really tall, skinny memory from November. These are kind of all like intertwined with Thanksgiving. So going to Restaurant Depot with my mom to prepare for Thanksgiving, is a big holiday memory. And then we had an early birthday party that I was kind of with all our friends. I made a Thanksgiving tree before I made a Christmas tree, and I had a Halloween tree before that in 2019. So here's my little girl Carmen with our Thanksgiving tree. This was Thanksgiving Eve, so the night before Thanksgiving, me and Tom had went out with our friends Angelica and Kevin on like a double date, and we look so cute together. And so pictures from Thanksgiving Eve. This was my first Thanksgiving with Tom's family. So this is me and Tom, his parents, and his family on Thanksgiving. And then I'm so thankful for my guys, Tom and Alejandro. And that kind of closed out November. And again, another one of these Ali Edwards transparencies. And then, sorry about that. And then I jump right into December, right? So this, I believe, was in Kelly Perky's, this December calendar. I added dates from a Me and My Big Ideas Happy Planner, like date sticker book. And then these were just highlights. So I kind of added embellishments that I had and highlights, like an overview kind of the month. And then what I thought was really fun is like literally every single one of these photos in these little tiny boxes, they're about 1 by 1 inch little, they're all in this album bigger. So I liked how like I really was able to pick out the important key moments, put them here, and then they're expanded on throughout the album, right? So cute. And I love this. All I want for Christmas is June. Every teacher's wish. Okay, so we start with day one. This gold star was a part of a garland that I got at the Target dollar spot. Like, amazing. So was this reindeer, actually. It was like a big garland that had all these glittery embellishments, and anytime I can find that, I like grab them right away because it was like $1, and I know I'm gonna use these kind of things that were on it like for years and years to come to make a big, bold statement. So I did my big, bold star. This one, you're gonna see I ended up using like basically all of these big chipboard gold Ali Edwards numbers. Season of Wonder was from a Me and My Big Ideas holiday sticker set. This was a picture from Thanksgiving redo, the first time our families re-met each other. And that was my day one. So Thanksgiving redo is what my mom does, which is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So me and my sister go to our boyfriends' families for Thanksgiving that Thursday, and then we help my mom prepare on Friday for Thanksgiving redo, which we do on the Saturday after. So this was my day one because it had happened, I think this year, November 30th was Thanksgiving redo, right? So I made a little slit. Allie always does those things. Good idea for that. And then this I love to tie in with Thanksgiving redo, and this reindeer embellishment. I made this, I thought of this idea on my way to work one day. I have like an hour-long commute, and I thought of all the people that attended Thanksgiving redo. So my boyfriend, me, my mom, his mom, my sister, his sister, and our dads. So it was like, what if our family had reindeer names? So it would be like Dasher, I'm Dancer, my mom is Stressor because she's always stressing. His mom is Vixen because she's like a babe. My sister, I call my Bit for some reason. That's like her nickname, so Combit instead of Comet. His sister's Julia, and she acts like a mom all the time, so we're calling her Mom. And my dad was like yapping all night, talking his dad's ear off, and so his dad's listen. So when you read them, it goes Dasher, Dancer, Stressor, Vixen, Combit, Mom, and Blab, and Listen. So like, I die. Like, this is what I live for, basically. And sorry, I thought my battery was gonna die, so I paused. But yeah, so I love this two kind of together. Oh, just the best month ever, and a lot of rose gold foil on day two. And this background and this here was cut from happy planners that I had, right? So dashboards of happy planners, they work so nice together. They both have the same rose gold foil treatments, a little Dear December here, and I love day two. No photo, just super cute, love it. Okay, so day three, I'm obsessed with. It's a photo of me in the car on the way home from work. A little Snapchat filter here, never hurt anybody, right? So, but dear year later, and I say that, sorry, I'm gonna grab it off my shelf. But I say that because this is my 2019 album, and my 2018 album's day three had me looking something like this. I don't know if you remember, but I had found out my ex-boyfriend at the time was seeing someone new, and I saw their picture on Instagram, and it like hit me funny, and the grief like went crazy, you know, and we did a podcast episode where I talked about this, so I don't know if you're aware. But so this was me December 3rd of 2018, just like a sad grieving mess. And this is me of 2019, you know, dear year later. The grief 1 year ago is now laughable, so I kind of talk about the comparison. So I love, you know, this is sweet for me a year later. Anyway, okay. So December 4, this was my favorite memory when we had like a holiday fair at school, and one of my kids randomly bought this weird like ginger wig and this Israeli flag. Like the two things didn't make any sense together, but he was like so proud of his purchases. More of day 4 was going back to the gym. This is a letter to my 35-year-old body. By the way, in 2018, I wrote a letter every day to something, right? So I had planned to sort of do that, sort of not. Whenever the mood struck, I'd write a letter. But I got this idea from Brandy Kincaid. Every year in her December daily, she writes a letter a day. So I did that in 2018, 19. I kind of started it, but as you see, as the album goes on, like I just leave it astray. But so here was Dear 35-Year-Old Body, dear field trips. We had a field trip on the 5th of December. Here's my class at the Museum of Native Americans, I think, in the city. Day 6 was just this wide shot of the sunrise over City Field that I ended up catching on my way to work. And it happened to be our 8-month anniversary since he asked me to be his girlfriend at City Field back in April 2019. So I loved getting that and making that realization. Okay, so day 8 is sandwiched in between day 7, and day 7, as you can see, is like the full spread, and it talks about my mom's weird doorbell camera. So it's like the first day she like set it up, and my boyfriend was its first victim, right, and got these candles. I love it. And then he also went that day to get his tree, had it on top of the car, and sent me these pictures, and then we went on a date night, so I just captured my outfit. And then for day 8, I talk about 2 things. The first thing being lights, right, to put on the tree. And the second thing is just a comment on coffee, because I had switched to Dunkin' Donuts and that shit, excuse my French, is like out of control. So it was like crack. So I made that little journal. And the journaling for day 8 is here. And it goes something like this. I bought new lights for my tree because the ones I had on my tree wouldn't flicker. And then once I unraveled the ones on my tree, I realized they were the same exact lights as the new ones I bought. I could have just left them and like pushed a button and made it work the way I wanted, but nonsense like that happens to me all the time. And that was my story for day 8. And again, like this nice vellum transparency acts as like, so this doesn't steal thunder from the spread, you know, it kind of dilutes the image on both sides. And the star works nice with this star, right? So I liked kind of the repetition and the way these 2 days work together. Day 9 was all about my man crush Monday on my boyfriend and him cuddling with my little baby boy Alejandro, and he's Papa and that's baby. And I just talk about their relationship and how cute it is. So Ali Edwards tag over here. This was elements of Life Love Paper, Tina Asmus's, what'd she make? A little zine, a little Christmas zine that I loved. And this was like a piece of paper in that. This is another Happy Planner dashboard that I trimmed down to match the tag, right? And then I got this idea from Ali for day 10, a list of 10 things I'm loving. So these numbers were from her December daily kit, and then I created this on Photoshop, just a nice little list of things I'm loving for day 10. Day 11 was all about this photo, which Tom sent me on his way to work that day. And I remember just being in school, like so over it. And then I got this photo from him and he texted me, what if snow was black, right? Like we're ridiculous when we think of these things. So I included it for day 11. I loved this, like, what do you call these? Plastic dividers, I guess. Like, it's not really transparent, or sort of is, whatever. But, like, it looks like black snow. So I was obsessed to pair this with this image, that sentiment, you know, day 11. Day 12 was the day that I creatively came up with what our Christmas card would be. You might recognize this photo from day 1, right? That was taken on Thanksgiving redo. And I was stressing about what our first Christmas card as a couple would be, you know, whatever. And then I had this great idea. I saw like a Murray Christmas with Bill Murray like collaged on a card, like in a Santa hat. And I was like, oh my gosh, what if we just add Bill Murray in the background, Merry Christmas, and then it says with love, Tom, Amanda, the cats, Alejandro, Carmen, and Bill, right? So, and like most of the people that we gave this card to understood the joke, but my dad was like, who's that guy? I'm like, Dad, that's Bill Murray. Get it? Merry Christmas? He goes, oh, I thought that was a guy that worked at your condo. I'm like, oh my God, my co-op. He's out of control. Anyway. So 13, 14, 15, this was my Friday's work party with some teachers. We went to the bar up the street. And then Saturday the 14th, we were doing like a game night. I don't know if you ever played these Jackbox games, but they are fun. This was the first night I was introduced to it, and oh my gosh. And then our friend Angelica made 2 different kind of like winter sangrias. They were banging. So that was 14. And then 15, we drove to New Jersey for his friend's ugly sweater party. And that's me, Tom, his friend Hamid, and Hamid's dog, Roast. So, okay. So before we continue, the 11th was the only day I got up to in December. I finished the whole rest of the album from day 12 on in the summer of 2020, right? So like 7 months later. So everything else you're gonna see is not, I don't wanna say me rushing to get it done, but me just, let's go. I'm gonna use the Ali Edwards chipboard gold foil numbers, just bang out every day. And that's kind of where my mind was, moving forward. So I wanted to just include my one little word for 2020. So our podcast episode on that went live on the 16th, so it was for 16. I took pictures of the kids for our holiday card on the 17th. We visited my Aunt Rose's house on the 18th, and we met this cute little cat. The 19th, get holiday cards printed, and it was the day before the last day of school for Christmas break, so nothing like last minute. This is what our holiday card ended up looking like. I had one photo of the kids, and I just put a color overlay, and then it says 2020, here we come. A lot of our kids aren't Catholic, so I didn't want to make a Christmas card, so I thought theming it New Year's, sorry for my cat, by the way, that's Carmen, but I thought theming it New Year's would be more appropriate, right? So that everyone could kind of gift it and not feel like they were left out or that they don't celebrate. And then on the back, 20 was our last day of school, and we had a holiday like assembly, and this was my favorite thing I posted to my stories, where the kids were all like, my kids that I teach are 4th grade, so they were like, Santa's not real, blah blah blah. So I was like, well, do you get real presents? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, that's real enough for me, whether Santa's real or not, like the presents you receive are real, so let's focus on the positive, I told the kids. So 2021, I just remember I was so sick leading up to Christmas break, and I was sick pretty much all of Christmas break. So this is me, like really bad cold, like I thought it was pneumonia. My chest was tight, like the worst sore throat of my life. And I said, looking like, remember, I'm documenting this months later in the middle of a pandemic. So I said it might have been COVID. Like I feel like I could have had it. I was very short of breath. Who knows? But so I put that in here thinking like maybe that was it, but lots of hot baths, lots of hot tea. Yeah. So 23. So notice I skipped 22, but I didn't have a photo or anything notable to say that I remembered, like 7 months later. So I just skipped right to 23. Who cares, right? So the 23rd, I remember Tom and I went shopping for holiday gifts. He went to a party with his guy friends, and they had like a stormtrooper balloon, which he stole after the party, and we named him Jeb. So he was a big part of my Christmas break. You'll see him at New Year's too, and in Tom's apartment for his tree Christmas scene. Anyway, then we went to dinner. I feel like I look so sick here. Like I feel like my face is swollen, and you can tell like I'm under the weather, or maybe that's just me. I don't know. But this really nice divider from Ali Edwards, I believe, just put the 23. Notice I'm like banging out like photo, like quick card, quick journaling. Like I didn't do anything fancy because I just wanted to finish this album. I love that it's 2-sided. I didn't have to worry about what to put on this side. It's like bing, bang, boom, done. Now, what I did in 2018 as well that I was obsessed with was a wrapping paper card. A wrapping paper page. So what I did was, everyone, I got good feedback on this, so what I did was this for 2018. So I took pieces of the wrapping paper from, after Christmas morning, and then I got to make a page that had all the wrapping paper from that year. And I did the same thing here in 2019. So we had this cute little shark paper. I got this glitter silver paper. I noticed there's lots of silver going on in 2019. So now I have that recorded in my December daily. So Christmas Eve, I have what my tree looked like in my apartment, what Tom's tree looked like in his apartment. Notice Jeb was his tree topper, that stormtrooper balloon. And then I talk about how it was our first Christmas Eve together. I still felt sick. And this was the only picture I had of us at his family's house. But I talk a little bit about it. And a little bit of Christmas decor on my windowsill, which I realized after putting this in here, I didn't have any Christmas decor, pictures really aside from this. So I'm glad I got it in on Christmas Eve. And then this was my favorite memory from Christmas, probably, opening gifts with each other on his carpet. and I said this card was the cutest. He gave me like this sweet card. He gave me these two Alex and Ani bracelets, and I saved the cards from them, and then it talks about what each one means, right? So I loved including that. And then this card I didn't include in the album because all the cards that we exchange with each other I have in a separate place. So what I did was take pictures of the card and what it said inside and just included them right here, right? So this card was the cutest. I don't have the actual card in this album, but I have, you know, a reference to it. And this was the Alex and Ani bracelets he gave me. This was another shot of us opening gifts on the carpet and a little journaling. And this was attached to like an earrings box he gave me from Baby to Baby Love Baby. So I included that there. And I love that Christmas morning kind of spread. And this was the rest of Christmas. 2 cards from Kelly Perky, this tree card, and then this gold foil overlay, which I like how the two combined kind of create that effect. So then we went to Mom's house and opened gifts. We got her this weird tree, fake tree off Amazon, which Tom and my sister's boyfriend Eric had to bring in. This is me and Claudia in our elf filter, my cousin. Every year we do a traditional brunch at my aunt's house in Queens, and then we drove from Queens to New Jersey at Tom's family's house. So I love that I have every kind of element of Christmas in the album, even if it's just 1 or 2 photos to remind me of where we were, you know. And I love this card from Kelly Perky and how it kind of shows the holiday travel, you know, because we were in the car and we were driving, so I love that. So notice I went from Christmas Day 25 to 27. Again, just like day 22. I didn't have any photo, no recollection. I think we just chilled out like in bed watching like movies. So no document, and I'm fine with that. I jump right to 27. I made this full page collage on Photoshop for day 27. A little bit of journaling, and I love how it displays all the elements. We went out to eat for his friend's Dom's birthday. We played pool. Then we went to this like speakeasy place, got some holiday drinks, me and Tom's sister and me and Tom, right? So like the whole night is documented here. Again, one of these Ali Edwards plastic dividers. 28's right on the back. We had a pernil. My mom made pernil for us at her house, and then I have the whole picture of who attended. My baby cousin Raylan was turning 3 in like a couple weeks, so we celebrated her 3rd birthday. There was karaoke. We were so cozy, you know, in our cozy clothes. Here's Tom trying the pernil. So love these 2 spreads together. They're a little like photo heavy and busy, but like I don't care. This is a nice divider to kind of separate the 2, and I'm just happy with it. Blah, 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 right? Get it done, people. Get it done. Okay, so day 29, we were house sitting for Tom's family. So his mom and dad were in Puerto Rico. We were house sitting. We walked and we watched his dog Barkley. So I had 4 extra photos to kind of document this day. So I cut, you know, a full 3x4 pocket page into half, and so I had 1, 2, 3, 4, so I wouldn't have to worry about what would go on the other side of it. And then this was me writing a cute little something to his family's house, right, the Rowinski house. So I just say, you know, thank you for keeping him warm and safe. Thanks for giving him the experiences. So I kind of wanted to write to the home that like fostered my boyfriend into adulthood, right? Because he's such a good guy and I'm so thankful for him. But yeah, so that's this spread. And what I did, the smallest little element I did to kind of unify day 29 was on each one of the photos I added like a gray word sticker, right? So it kind of unifies each one of these photos as part of a collection for day 29. Simple, easy, bang it out. Day 30, I had a ladies' craft night. Because I get so wrapped in the fun, I don't take 1,000 pictures, but I did take a picture of my dining room setup before the girls arrived. And then I used that Helvetica name list type of style element. So these are all the people that attended: Amanda and Vanessa and Julia and Jamina and Angelica and Jackie, right? So Ladies Craft Night, I love that aspect. So I remember who sat around this table with me. And then after my Ladies Craft Night, I went back to the Rowinskis, and me and Barkley had a cozy moment, and I love that photo. And then this was actually New Year's Eve, day 31, but I love that it shows Tom with my animal and me with his animal. You know, it kind of shows like we love each other's animals as much as we love each other. It's cute. So I love this photo, and I kind of just made it a little more fancy by gold foil again, happy planner divider, adding some paper elements, a little journaling I typed out and trimmed, and yeah. And now last day, I'm so excited. Like, I finished this album. It was a big challenge, but okay. So New Year's Eve, these were nice, thin gold foil alphas from Ali Edwards, the last chipboard number from her collection. This was us all dolled up and ready. I got this amazing like jacket. Obviously it's like a full-length jacket of sequins from Shein before I found out they were like a little sketchy, but this is like my favorite purchase ever. I'll probably wear it every New Year's Eve in some capacity, but that was my outfit, and Tom did his hair in like a faux hawk as a homage to like his hairstyle from the last decade, right? We were moving into a new decade, 2020, but this was like faux hawk from the last decade. And then I included a 6x4 picture of his parents' house and what it looked like. Notice Jeb is there again, but love that I got the scene. And then I love that I included the photo of everyone that attended. Now, I have little tiny like photo booth kind of style pictures of everyone in front of this wall. Like I could have included that of like a grid of everyone, but that would have taken a lot more work than just this. This gets the point across already, and I have all those individual photo shoot pictures in my blog, right? All about New Year's Eve. So I didn't feel like I had to keep repeating myself. This sets the scene and the characters. And yeah, so these spreads working together lets me know who was there, what we wore, what it looked like, and I was happy with that. And then I concluded the album with my favorite photo from the evening, a little smoochy shot with the 2020 balloons and the backdrop that I created. It was so important for me to have this scene, you know. And then I just say, Happy New Year. We may be closing the door in 2019, but this year opened up the world to me with this one. Thomas Rowinski, I love you. 2020, here we come. So this, I love this as like a final page in the album, even though we had no idea what was in store for us for 2020. Yeah, and then I always include at the back of the album just like a collection of paraphernalia from the month. So how I usually do my December daily, because I'm a busy working teacher, is I sketch what I want to create and then bang it out on the weekends, right? So I included my cute little like, what do you call those that they do in movies? Ugh. I'm drawing a blank, but storyboards. So those are my storyboards. These are some drawings from my kids, my students, right? Merry Christmas with Zampelli. And then I just have an extra one of my favorite, Christmas cards of all time, and just Christmas cards from friends and family. So that's what I include in the back as like the final thing. And then all these extra page protectors I'm just gonna keep in the album until I'm ready to jump into 2020's December daily. Oh my goodness. I think I'm gonna do another 6x8. I've been tossing back and forth if I wanted to do the skinnier Traveler's Notebook size album, but I think I'm gonna stick to 6x8, and I think I'm gonna do a lot of really simple paisley press templates, and like, I don't know, doing this in the summer really made me feel like I need to make this much more simple. Like if you see the beginning days, I made it so complicated. Like honestly, what the heck is this? Like cute, but unnecessary, right? So I think I'm gonna do a lot more simple everything in a pocket, you know, maybe 1 or 2 things outside of the pocket, but I just want it to last forever, and I just want to get it done before December's over. Because I don't want to spend like a week in my summer thinking back, even though, you know, it was fun to see when life was normal and we were able to be around people. But guys, thanks for watching. This was my December daily 2019, and I hope it inspired you. I hope it gave you some good ideas. You can leave me comments or whatever. Who knows where I'll post this. I don't do social media like that anymore, but yeah, have fun and talk to you soon.